What's up guys, and welcome back to our JCP save in TEW 2013. For the first time in ages, I'm actually recording some TEW, which is fun. I plan to do quite a lot in this one session I'm doing, so hopefully there'll be a lot more TEW going out in the future. So we're just going to jump straight into our show. Last time we had our May Supercard. It went down really well. Got really good ratings. I can't mind what it got from the top of my head, but it was good. That's all that matters. So we open up our show with Paulie Dangerously, who comes out, and he introduces his new client. He scrounged the roughest towns he could find across America, and he found one man in the toughest bar in the whole of True for Consequences, New Mexico, and that man is Cactus Jack. And that's his new client. So we've brought in Mick Foley, who, quite excitingly, Ric Flair has taken under his wing as his protege. That literally came up on the show, and I was like, that's very cool. Because that now means Foley is gonna get the same skills as Ric Flair. And that's insane. But we'll keep going. And in an extremely poor match, Cactus Jack defeated Italian Stallion in 16:33 by pinfall with a double arm DDT. Got a 36, basically just to give Foley... I mean, it's not a great match, but it's to build up his popularity a bit. And he's improving his skills, that's something. So we'll keep going. Then we have, just to fill a little bit of time, Kurt Hennig. He's shown on a baseball field where montage. He scores one home run after another. Just to, build up the whole I'm better than everyone. I'm Mr. Very Good. Perfect isn't trademarked yet, I can use it. Yeah. Basically to build him up a bit. After that, we have, in a match that had average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Rick Rude defeated Mike Rotundo in 9:34, where Rude Awakening, Rick Rude makes defense number 2 of his NWA Florida heavyweight title. Got a 46. Paul Jones did good work at ringside. They have good chemistry. I don't think they've had a match together before, in our game, so that's good. And yeah, I just thought I would give Rick Rude a title defense, because we're sort of in that period between all our other storylines they've not concluded, but it's sort of like the down period before the next pay-per-view. We have Dutch Mantel and Terry Gordy. They cut a promo backstage on the Von Erichs. Basically, they mock the Von Erichs because they beat them. They're all like, you suck, Von Erichs. Woo, Tennessee, etc. So this rivalry isn't finished. Continue on. In a match that had average crowd reaction and some decent in-ring action, Scott Hall defeated Robert Gibson in 10:07 by pinfall by Razor's Edge. Got 54. Bob Caudle and Jim Ross have good chemistry together. And we've continued the Rock and Roll Express and Dangerous Alliance feud. I quite like that feud. I quite like those pairings because, well, as you can see, we're adding folk like Cactus Jack, and you've got Giant Haystacks and Hall and Gilbert. You can swap up who's in it, who's actually in the tag matches quite a lot. And who knows, the Dangerous Alliance might get even more members. Ooh, teasers. And the way to find out is if you watch every episode of WCW. Also, we're taping this in New York, which might be why we're getting not so good ratings, because we're less popular there. Ted DiBiase, he has an interview where he makes fun of Nikita Koloff because he beat him, and he's going to be all like, I totally, legitimately, 100% beat him, didn't cheat, definitely won, definitely cleanly beat him, definitely didn't have to cheat or use any sort of loaded glove to win. It was totally legitimate. I beat Nikita Koloff. His mum wanted a girl, his dad wanted a boy, and they were both satisfied. Woo! Money! So yeah, that got a 67. We've advanced our money can't buy gold storyline, because I like that name, but apparently it can. Yeah, and then about the heads, great heat and good action. Terry Funks defeats Tully Blanchard, 16:09 by pinfall while pile driver. just to continue the Funk v Flair storyline. Then after the match, Ric Flair calls out Terry Funk calls out Ric Flair and challenges him to a match. Flair responds and accepts the challenge. So basically, in this little segment, Funk, he's going to call out Ric Flair after the match and be like, Flair is a cheating, well, I won't use the rude words, but he's a cheating arse, basically, and he doesn't like him. He had his henchman purposefully injure his brother. Like, we're never going to see Dory Funk Jr. again. He's so injured, he'll never compete for Jim Crockett Promotions again, and it has nothing to do with his contract expiring, conveniently. Yeah, so like he wants Ric Flair and he just wants to get his hands on him, but this time there's gonna be no interference, because as we started this series as a Dusty Rhodes tribute, I want to keep to the way Dusty kind of booked stuff, and one of his big tropes was having the big cage match with the interference with the horsemen, blah blah blah. So it's going to be in a cage, but that's not all. We're going to take another Dusty trope, which is actually a favourite of mine, which is we're going to have a special kind of match in said cage. Now I've not quite decided. I've got 3 match types. I'm not sure what one to pick, so I might see what you guys say in the comments. I'm thinking either I Quit, Last Man Standing, or like a Texas Death Match, and I can't quite decide, you know, what one to pick. So if you guys have any suggestions of the 3, let me know. But basically one of those in a cage, because Terry Funk basically wants to brutalize Ric Flair, like pulverize him. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be good. And that costs an 87. I imagine that would be quite a good segment. Yes. Our main event, only 68, really? Wow. Our main event, in a bout that had great heat and good action, Dusty defeats Bobby Eaton in 15:56 by pinfall with a bionic elbow. That goes to 68. Continuing our Midnight Express and Big Papa Rogers versus Brawlers in Paint feud, which is the Road Warriors and Dusty, who teamed up to fight the Horsemen originally, I believe. And there we go, I got a 68. Oh, popularity's up in 7 regions. I thought it was a bit lower than I expected, but yeah, it was actually quite a good show. I mean, the lowest segment was Hennig's demonstration of skill, and then the Cactus Jack match, but you know, that was a jobber match basically. But his debut angle actually got quite a good rating, 57, not bad. Helps having Paul Heyman be your manager, obviously, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of our JCP save. If you did, and you want to see more of it, give us a like. If you want to see all the other stuff I do, hit subscribe. If you want a link to the playlist, there's one at the beginning of the episode, up at the top. I'm pointing up like I'm inside the video, but up at the top of the screen, and if not, you'll have a link to it in the description, I think. I'm pretty sure that I'll put a link in the description. And I'll see you in the next one.